Yeah, this is going to be very difficult to do without seeing anything. Is it recording? Now, I'm about 7 days late watching this movie, but I've heard so many good things about it. I finally decided to turn on Netflix and watch Birdbox. And much like everyone is saying on the internet, all the hype that is going on behind this movie, it is all completely justified. It is really, really, really good. Now, I'm going to try and say as much as I can. Normally I have some notes sitting in front of me, but obviously I can't see anything. So I'm going to try and do as much for this off the top of my head as I can. Didn't realise how difficult this would be without being able to see. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed the premise. Much like A Quiet Place earlier on in the year, that idea of having to take away one of your senses really does ramp up the tension so much, especially for this kind of horror film. And I can tell you how much the pressure would be amped up, because right now it is completely black and I can't even see if I'm actually recording. I'm probably going to say all of this and, completely lose my mind that I haven't actually recorded it. But yeah, that tension that really amps up, it really makes for an interesting horror movie. I like horror movies where you can't see the enemy, when very paranormal kind of movie where you can't see what you're up against, and that really makes it for a much more scary idea, because you don't know what you're fighting, you don't even know if you can fight it. In this movie they literally cannot look at anything, because from what they see, people are killing themselves because when they look at this creature, whatever it is, whether it's a spirit or a demon or that, whatever creature it is that they are looking at, it makes them kill themselves. It makes them 100% unable to fight this thing. So they have to spend the majority of this movie with blindfolds on. When they're in the house, they're completely safe. They board up all the windows and they close all the blinds so they can't see the outside world, which again makes it very very scary for them. It's very claustrophobic. Again, I can understand how that feels when you cannot see anything. That claustrophobia just really gets you, and you can see that in their performances, in all the actors' performances. They are genuinely scared because they don't know what they are up against. And I think that just makes for a very interesting premise. I think it's great. I think it's very, I was going to say unique. We've had horror movies like this before where, you can't see the enemy, so you don't know how to fight it. But I think just the way that they did it in this movie is very, very interesting, and I really did enjoy it. Sandra Bullock was amazing. I really like Sandra Bullock. I think she's a great actress, and she really got into that role of a kind of loner. She's very much willing to do everything on her own, but then she gets thrust into this situation where she has to be around other people and help other people and have them help her. She played that very well, that very gruff kind of, I said it, loner. Is a loner, and she played that very, very well. I really enjoyed her performance. John Malkovich was really great in this. I really enjoyed him and his performance. He is very much meant to be an arsehole, as he was called in the movie quite a lot, and he really played that out. He really, really got stuck into that, and I really enjoyed what he did. And again, John Malkovich, a great actor. He's the performance that he gave was just, it was amazing. There's no other word to describe how good he was in this movie. I don't know the names of all the other actors. I apologise. I know Machine Gun Kelly was in this movie for like 10 minutes and then he just kind of disappeared. I don't know. The little thing I didn't like about this movie is some of the things that they left unexplained, like that. You don't have to explain everything in this movie. I said when you don't see the enemy, it's much more interesting, and I'm glad of that. Part of me did kind of want to see what these demon things look like. I know we got the photo, the drawings that the man done, but they were all so very different. I'm glad I didn't, but at the same time, part of me kind of wanted to see what they look like. But yeah, it's very. I can't even remember where I was. Yeah, the other actors in this were great. Again, I can't remember any of their names, but they were very good at what they did. The guy that played Tom was very good. He was very helpful, and he was a genuinely nice guy. And I'm really glad that he was there to help out Sandra Bullock's character and kind of bring her out of herself and kind of make her feel more human as such. Yeah, I really enjoyed the children's performance. I've always wondered in a movie like this how well the kids do on set for this kind of horror movie. It must be very scary for a child. But I think they done really well. I think they were really great, and I'm so glad they were in this movie because they kind of, again, they humanised Sandra Bullock's character a lot more and made her realise that she's not just doing everything for herself. There's other people out there that she needs to take care of no matter what, and that's a great thing to see on screen. You know, she did very, very well. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, I very much highly recommend going and watching it. It's on Netflix. If you haven't got Netflix, you get a month for free if you subscribe now. I'm not paid by Netflix, but that's a fact. This sort of movie that is on Netflix is all very much worth it. So definitely go and watch it. It is great. It really is good. I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end because, you know, you have to see it for yourself. I've just covered a few of the things that I really enjoyed. Again, I love this movie. I'm actually going to go back and watch it again, I think. It is one of the movies of the year for me. I am going to be doing a wrap-up of this year of all the movies that I've watched and what kind of made it into my top 5 and top 10. Or I haven't actually decided on a number yet because there's so many movies. This one's just creeped in there and kind of bumped something else out. I won't spoil what that is. But yeah, it is a great movie. Interesting, unique premise that's not that unique, but it is really good. All of the action scenes were amazing. There's nothing else to say except go and watch this movie. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this review, feel free to give me a like and maybe subscribe to my channel. There will be more videos coming soon. Do you think it's safe to take the blindfold off now? Because this is really, really, really hindering. Oh.